and gentlemen, it is now my honor to do a quick introduction of our key person this morning. As California's 33rd state treasurer, he serves as our state's banker, overseeing trillions of dollars in transactions every year. As treasurer and previously as controller, he launched multiple websites that make it easier for taxpayers to hold state and local government officials accountable. He graduated from the University of South Florida with a degree in finance. Then he attended Georgetown University for law school. He began his career as a tax law specialist with the IRS and later served as an attorney in the state controller's office. When he's not traveling throughout California meeting the millions of constituents, he enjoys spending time with his 8 godchildren. John's vision is to move California towards a brighter future with the thoughtfulness and financial responsibility to achieve it. John has detailed policy platforms that will create more jobs, improve our education system, increase affordable housing, and lower the cost of health care. 各位朋友们，像我们这样这么有爱心、又优秀、又愿意奉献的台美人才，我们应该力挺他当选下一任州长。你们说好不好？好。来恭贺我！ Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to give a big welcome to our very own Honorable John Chiang.
To have all of you join us this morning. We are 3.5 weeks away from the June 5th primary, and this turnout is extraordinary. I want to thank the hosts for bringing us together, and most importantly, I just want to thank all of you for giving me, to give us the opportunity to be part of California's future. As Alice mentioned, I wanted to take a moment to thank all the mothers out there. Let's give a loud round of applause to all the mothers. I want to take a moment of personal privilege and thank my mom. Like so many of you, I wouldn't be on this stage. I wouldn't get to wake up every single morning and go off to work, which I happen to love, and follow my passion without the incredible strength and courage and sacrifices of my parents. I wish my dad was here with us, but he left this good earth in 1995. But I have the extraordinary privilege of having my mom here this morning. And so, Mom, I love you. As you watch some of the ads, you got to see the pictures of our family when we were young. To give you a sense and why I feel so much pride and I feel so at home with all of you is because we share the same story. I want to thank Welly. Where's Welly? Welly for sharing his extraordinary talents and blessings and gifts. He has done that for so many, not just Asian American community events, but larger events at UCLA and elsewhere, right? And Welly said at the end, so Welly and I see each other at community events, right? Very gregarious, very generous, but Welly said, hey, by the way, our families go way back when, right? And then I said, oh, my mom's right over there. And he went back and said, our grandparents went to school together. Did I get that?
Grandfathers went to law school.
Our grandparents went to law school together, right? So that's that deep history that we have with so many interconnected stories here this evening. And then, so Mom, please stand up and be recognized. moment to introduce additional family members. Mrs. Shen, who's related also on my mom's side. Mrs. Shen from San Marino. Where are you? Oh, way back there. And then I want to thank the Huang family, Matt and Patricia and everybody else who are the Huangs. So let me tell you a little bit more about our family. So when America, which has had a long history of discrimination against newcomers to this country, and what makes this country great is that despite the discrimination, the people are stronger than the discrimination they face. And America climbs higher on the mountain because individuals have the courage to overcome a lot of this. So it doesn't matter whether you were Irish or Italian or German, or you came from Africa, or where you came from Israel, or later came from Asia and Latin America. Actually, we knew we were here early. We come together and we become part of the California, we become part of the American fabric. And it's important in this country, which is different than so many others, that we understand that we are part of this democracy. This country and its premise is one based on the rule of law. What do the laws say? But we know importantly, who makes those rules makes a big difference. And this is an extraordinary opportunity because it's been stated, this is the state of California. The numbers that just came out in this last week, updates about California, are very profound. This is a state of 39.8 million individuals, nearly 40 million people. Last week it was also mentioned that we moved ahead of the United Kingdom to become the world's 5th largest economy. The 5th largest economy. Number 1 is the United States. Number 2 is China. Number 3 is Japan. Number 4 is Germany. And number 5 is us. Is us. This election is the 2nd largest election in the United States of America. Number 1 is the President of the United States. Number 2 is the Governor of California. And we will be sending a powerful signal, not only across the state of California, not only across the United States of America, but we're going to send a worldwide signal about what America and what California stands for. And I want California to stand for the very best in regards to people's imaginations. The place where we have social inclusion. Every single person has value. Every single person is entitled to dignity. Every single person is entitled to respect. I hope some of you have watched some of those ads. It costs us a lot of money, and you paid for it. And thank you. Right, so many of you have been there from the very beginning. Simon was there for my very Board of Equalization days. Alice and JP, Jackson, Joanne, and Wendell, Sean joining on this election, right, have made so much of this possible. We are 2nd in fundraising, right, and so we are moving up the polls. Right, because when you start watching those ads, people start to make their decisions. And that's why this gathering and the work that we're going to do together for the last 3.5 weeks makes such a big difference. So this is my vision. It was my mom's vision. Right, when they came from Taiwan separately in the 1950s, there was probably more individuals from Taiwan in this room than there were in the United States of America. I was born in 1962. In 1960, America was only 0.6% Asian. I was born in New York as the oldest child. I stand before you as a failure in what my mom wanted. My mom wanted 4 surgeons, she got 0. She did get 1 ophthalmologist, she does wear glasses. But my mom also taught us about taking care of each other. My mom's devoutly Catholic. My mom goes to church nearly every day. She talks about the goodness in people, I mentioned in the commercial. She has a greater belief that we, when we work hard, that when we care about each other, we can create a magnificent future, not just for ourselves, we can create a greater future for our loved ones, our families, and our larger society. I think my mom's absolutely right. And I learned the lessons from my mom. This is my 20th year in public office. It's been an amazing journey. And I fought for what I learned as a young person. And so this is my vision as our governor. My mom always wanted the very best for her kids. And she sacrificed a lot to make it happen. I have that dream. I want all Californians to have the very best, because all Californians deserve nothing less than the best. In all my public service, you can see that my work has been about you. You see on the other campaigns talking about what people have done for themselves. My work's about you. I'm the most successful auditor in California history. $9.5 million of audit findings, right? Because you work hard for your money. And I'm not going to let government waste your money. I'm going to invest it in the things that are important. Education is number 1. My mom always said education is number 1. That's why they sacrifice for the country. As JP mentioned, JP and Alice are extraordinarily generous. They give money to community college students. It only takes $50-something million, right? Our state budget is $199 billion, if you saw the governor's numbers yesterday. We can pay $50-something million to give every person 2 years of free community college. I'm going to make sure that we drop I'm going to open more slots at the University of California and at the California State University system. This state is successful because the extraordinary talents of the people in this room and throughout the state. We haven't opened enough slots to allow more people into the University of California. And too many people are left behind. And so I'm going to fight to make sure that we open more slots and that we know the cost of higher education is too expensive. Over the last 10 years, we increased it by over 113%. I'm going to make sure that we dedicate our monies to education. I'm going to make sure that we dedicate our monies to health care. I'm going to make sure that we dedicate our monies to housing. Too many young people aren't staying in California because it's too expensive to rent. It is too expensive to buy a house. Right now, Garrett can afford to do it, JP and Alice's kid, but we need the very smartest and brightest and hardworking young talent here in the state of California if we want to go from number 5 to number 4 on the economic list. And then, this is my vision. My family faced a lot of discrimination. You saw it on the ads. We were the first Asian American family in our community in suburban Chicago. I remember as a child of 6, I didn't like going to school because I was going to get picked on. Right? They were going to call me names. Goop, jab, shake. I faced a lot of ignorance. They couldn't get the insult correct. And I used to get into physical fights at schools. Right? My friends, brothers and sisters would pick on my brothers and sisters. Like one friend would take my brother Bob's lunches, put it on the ground and stomp on it. And then I would get into a fight to tell him to stop it. Right? And my mom didn't understand, I'd get a detention because I got into a fight. I want to make sure that no child, including my 8 godchildren, ever again has to face bigotry, discrimination, and treatment. And I hope you all understand that I'm going to transform Sacramento. Sacramento and Washington, D.C. is controlled by the billionaires. All of you, I can't tell you how grateful I am, have given me a fighting chance to win this election. Right? Every election I'm the underdog, and every election so far I've won. We're doing well. Right? Sometimes you see the polls and they get the numbers wrong, but we're moving up. How do we know we're moving up? Gavin Newsom's supporters are attacking me. They're running an independent expenditure attacking me. Right? They opened up the committee on Monday. Some of you are going to see their ugly lies. They don't tell the truth. But that's a good sign. Right? In politics, that's a good sign. Because when they're attacking you, you know you're making progress. And how do we rise above all of that? Us. We tell our stories. Right? In an election, the closest touch wins. The closest touch wins. Right? So when you tell, and what you do today, when you tell your friends, I know John. I've worked with John. John's come to our community events. And you know that's different. You haven't seen any of the other candidates in this campaign for governor show up at these events. Right? I've been with you for 20 years. I helped set up some of your internship programs. Mary and others, right? Yeah, I've officiated your wedding. What an incredible privilege and honor you have afforded me. Right? That's what we have that's different. So I am always with you. So what's also going to be different is Sacramento. I am going to bring new, smart, bright community residents to lead the state of California. You work really hard in the communities. It's time you bring new voices, new ideas, new hopes, new diversity to lead this state. When you look at the University of California, up until last year, the most prestigious institution of education on this planet, there were no Asians on the UC Board of Regents. Can you imagine that? The CSU system, largest higher educational system in the United States of America. On the Board of Trustees, no Asians. And I'm not just going to fight for Asians because that's never been my record. Women, Latinos, African Americans, low income, middle income. This society has to welcome the dreams of all people. So I conclude by asking all of you to understand this. Right before us, our very best days are still before us. Everything that we imagine and everything we hope for is before us. And people may not understand my campaign sign. Right? Some of you see it, but you haven't thought through it. This is the Route 66 sign. Right? The California highway sign. It's shaped like a shovel. It's shaped like a shovel. It was our forebears who built this great state. It's also that ideal that all roads lead to California. That's why we're here, right? Because we chose California to be our home. And we chose California to be our home because we expected it to be the very best place to pursue our dreams. So that's why we're here. That's why I ask for your support. That's why I asked for this last three and a half weeks. If you haven't registered, please register to vote. If you have registered to vote, ask your friends to vote. After your family and friends and your coworkers and everybody you know, my mom My mom even wears my campaign shirt to church. Make sure they all vote. And then on June 5th, we're going to send a powerful signal. We're going to send a wave that's not just seen in California. We're going to see a wave that's seen all across the United States of America. We're going to see a wave that sends a signal all across this globe. California dreams bigger. California hopes bigger. California is going to bring all its people. And together, we're going to accomplish the impossible. So with that, thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
John is going to continue to stay here for further photo opportunity. For those friends that haven't had a chance, please stay and we'll continue with our photo. And so this concludes our program today. I thank you all, and our organizers, our sponsors, thank everyone for coming to this event. But please remember, your support doesn't stop today.